Whether you're just starting out or working with older cameras, this video is for you. I started my videography journey with the Canon 5D Mark II, released in 2008, but I still use it for paid jobs and to build my portfolio. New cameras today are packed with features: flat picture profiles, reliable autofocus, in-body stabilization, slow motion, and more. But even if your camera doesn't have any of these, you can still get amazing results. In this video, I'm going to share with you the top tips and techniques that I used early on to get the best out of older cameras. Part 1. Working around gear limitations. The Canon 5D Mark II maxes out at 1080p at 30 frames per second. So I filmed everything at 30 frames per second and slowed it down to 24 frames per second in post. That's 80% speed, which gave it a subtle slow motion feel and helped smooth out handheld footage. Most of my early paid gigs were for events and promo reels, so 30 frames per second worked just fine. It reduced motion blur and made footage easier to stabilize later. Since it didn't have built-in stabilization, I'd add accessories like a tripod plate and a hot shoe microphone when filming handheld. The extra weight helped minimize micro jitters and made handheld footage feel more stable. Part 2. Getting the best image quality. Old cameras like the 5D Mark II don't shoot in log, a flat video format designed to maximize dynamic range and give you more flexibility in color grading. Instead, older cameras bake in the look of the footage, similar to how smartphone videos come out looking finished. As creators, we usually want more control, so I'd adjust the in-camera settings to make the image as flat as possible by lowering contrast, saturation, and sharpness. It's not true log, but it gives you a little more room to work with in post. Color grading baked in footage is trickier, but definitely doable. My process was usually simple: boost contrast, which also bumps up saturation, then fine-tune with a bit more saturation if needed. I'd neutralize the color temperature, making sure whites look white, and if the image was soft or slightly out of focus, add a touch of sharpness. If I had to raise exposure in post, I'd apply some light noise reduction. Occasionally, I'd use power windows, especially to brighten the subject's face slightly. Since people are naturally drawn to the brightest part of an image, this helps guide the viewer's attention. Part 3. Shooting smarter. One of the biggest giveaways of amateur footage is blown out highlights. Once your whites are clipped, there's no bringing them back, especially with baked-in color. So I always expose to protect the highlights, even if it means the shadows are darker. You can lift those in post and clean them up with noise reduction. And since most of my clients posted their videos on social media, I'd shoot vertically, even on the 5D. Just rotate the camera and frame your shot for a vertical aspect ratio. Here's the truth. Even with older gear, you can make incredible work. The 5D Mark II helped me build my reel, land paid gigs, and grow my skills. It proved to me that skills always beat specs. There are even feature films that were shot entirely on DSLRs, like the 5D Mark II. Movies like Coherence and Like Crazy, which were released in theaters. So if you're just starting out, don't worry about having the latest gear. Keep creating, keep learning, and with every project, you'll see yourself grow, which is an extremely satisfying part of the journey. If you found this video helpful, give it a like and consider subscribing so you don't miss out on more useful tips and more behind-the-scenes insights. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.